For the fourth time in a row, Adelphi University has taken the necessary steps in educating students about the drug and substance abuse problem plaguing Long Island. Adelphi partnered with the Nassau County Office of Mental Health on Thursday, April 9th, to educate students about the opiate overdose reversal agent Narcan. Greta Tiberia, a substance abuse counselor here at Adelphi, explains exactly what Narcan is.
Narcan training started probably 20 years ago, and the benefit of giving Narcan to someone who possibly is overdosing on opioids, heroin, will actually stop the process instantaneously, and it will be able to then revive people who might otherwise have died.
Tiberia also explained that national studies are now showing that students and young people are beginning to use drugs at earlier ages, which leads to progression of harder drug use in the college years.
There's a survey that's done. It's called Monitor the Future. It's a federal survey that goes out nationally, and people respond to it, and they've shown consistently as 8th graders move into high school and then high school students move into colleges that people are using and abusing drugs at an earlier time in life. So for instance, possibly 10 years ago we would see maybe more 10th graders, 11th graders smoking pot. Now we're seeing more 8th graders and 9th graders smoking pot. So eventually those students move up into the college years. So we do see more use. I also know that students young males aged 24 to 25 are dying at a rate of 4 times that of young women. Young women in rates of heroin deaths have begun to steadily rise. And white males 18 to 44 years of age usually have the highest death rates. So as far as students understanding those kind of statistics, they may not really know it until they hear it for themselves.
The training session, called Get the Scoop, Skills and Knowledge on Opioid Overdose Prevention, was led by David Heimowitz, the Director of Program Development for the Mental Health Association of Nassau County. Heimowitz gave important facts about opioid addiction and overdose before instructing the crowd of over 100 people how to administer the Narcan agent.
So there really is only one type of overdose. I kind of give it that way because I want them to see that there's a progression. So the reality is the first phase is actually the high. We talk about that as what could lead to an overdose, but a lot of times the substance itself, an opiate, a painkiller, will cause people to physically react in a way that looks like an overdose. But the actual overdose is when now the respiratory system, the heart rate, all that stuff has now slowed down to the point that your body is starting to shut down. That's the actual overdose. And then if you don't intervene during that kind of overdose, you could then die and have a fatal part of the overdose.
After explaining the process of overdose and the medical properties behind the Narcan prevention method, Heimowitz gave a detailed account on how the agent is assembled and used.
So what is inside that you need is there is a pink, salmon, coral color box. Inside that is a nasal syringe. There's a yellow tab at the front and a yellow circle at the back. So what you literally do is you just remove both. You remove the front tab and you put your thumbnail under the yellow circle and you take that out. In the bag also is the nasal applicator. So you take that out of the plastic bag, you line the tip of the applicator with the syringe. It lines up like a screw. You just attach it, turn it until it's solidly in place. Then in there as well is the actual Narcan, and that's a glass tube. You take the purple or red plastic tab off, you slide it into the nasal syringe. It's only going to go a certain amount, like a 1/4 inch. Then you turn it to lock it in place. Then you try to push it. You can't because the liquid prevents it. But once that's lined up solidly in place, then you literally just spray half in one nostril and spray the rest of it in the other nostril.
In light of these frightening statistics, Heimowitz explained that Narcan is responsible for many successful overdose reversals.
There was, since 2006, over 10,000 reversals. We believe there's much more than that because it doesn't mean that the information has actually gotten to the CDC. But we know that we get reports from the Nassau County Police Department every quarter, and they report that this is used on a daily basis throughout the county.
Narcan training is a life-saving technique being implemented to lower the rates of opioid overdoses in the Long Island area. For more information, go to www.nassaucountynewyork.gov/3378/Nassau-County-overdose-prevention.